The second event was that of Abraha as Sabah al-Habashi, the Abyssinian, Ethiopian, viceroy in Yemen. He had seen that the Arabs made their pilgrimage to Al-Kaaba, so he built a large church in Sana'a in order to attract the Arab pilgrims to it to the exclusion of Makkah. A man from Kanana tribe understood this move, therefore he entered the church stealthily at night and besmeared its front wall with excrement. When Abraha knew of that, he got very angry and led a great army, of 60,000 warriors, to demolish Al-Kaaba. He chose the biggest elephant for himself. His army included 9 or 13 elephants. He continued marching until he reached a place called Al-Magmas. There, he mobilized his army, prepared his elephants and got ready to enter Makkah. When he reached Muhassir Valley, between Muzdalifah and Mina, the elephant knelt down and refused to go forward. Whenever they directed it northwards, southwards or eastwards, the elephant moved quickly, but when directed westwards towards Al-Kaaba, it knelt down. Meanwhile, Allah loosed upon them birds in flights, hurling against them stones of baked clay and made them like green blades devoured. These birds were very much like swallows and sparrows, each carrying 3 stones, 1 in its beak and 2 in its claws. The stones hit Abraha's men and cut their limbs and killed them. A large number of Abraha's soldiers were killed in this way, and the others fled at random and died everywhere. Abraha himself had an infection that had his fingertips amputated. When he reached Sana'a he was in a miserable state and died soon after. The Qurayshites on their part had fled for their lives to the hillocks and mountain tops. When the enemy had been thus routed, they returned home safely. Ibn Hisham 143-56, Tafhim al-Quran 6 462-469. The event of the elephant took place in the month of Al-Muharram, 50 or 55 days before the birth of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, which corresponded to late February or early March 571 AD. It was a gift from Allah to his Prophet and his family. It could actually be regarded as a divine auspicious precursor of the light to come and accompany the advent of the Prophet and his family. By contrast, Jerusalem had suffered under the yoke of the atrocities of Allah's enemies. Here we can recall Bukhtanasar in BC 587 and the Romans in 70 AD. Al-Kaaba, by divine grace, never came under the hold of the Christians, the Muslims of that time, although Makkah was populated by polytheists. News of the elephant event reached the most distant corners of the then civilized world. Abyssinia, Ethiopia, maintained strong ties with the Romans, while the Persians on the other hand, were on the vigil with respect to any strategic changes that were looming on the socio-political horizon, and soon came to occupy Yemen. Incidentally, the Roman and Persian Empire stood for the powerful civilized world at that time. The second